Welcome back to the Greenway with Mac. This video is the third and final section of the Barcelona boot. This part is the heel of the boot, and the ride can be done by most riders. We will be crossing a few big intersections, but we will either be off the street or in protected bike lanes the whole way. There are some great stops on this trip that you won't want to miss, including the zoo, Francia train station, and all of the great sights in Citadella Parc. If I could go back and do it, I would join the bike lane on the opposite side of the street, cross the street to the left here, then cross to your right, and you'll see the protected bike lane. It's not too big of a deal to share the sidewalk, but if there are lanes, then I always try to use them. On both sides of us, but mainly to our right, is the Olympic Village that was used to house athletes and other support staff for the Games. One of the things that Barcelona did right in their planning of the Games was to make sure that this area could be used after the Games. Much of it has become permanent housing, unlike the abandoned dorms of the Berlin 1936 and Sochi 2014 Games. This is Avenida de Caria, and we are turning left. In the intersection, there are some bollards and blocks that protect the bike lanes. If you crossed the street earlier, then this is where you'll rejoin the route that I took. And check out this woman getting a ride in a cargo bike. How fun does that look? There is a bike lane at this intersection, and I almost took it, but it doesn't lead directly into Citadella Parc. The zoo wraps around most of the southern and eastern borders of the park, so I think this is the best way to get to the zoo entrance. Just like in Part 1, we have these little armadillos for some quasi-protection in the bike lane. There is only one lane for cars, and it's relatively thin, both of which are road design strategies that help with traffic calming to keep riders safe. The train tracks on our left lead into Francia train station. Just like the Arc de Triunfo, this station was built for the 1929 International Exposition. And like the name suggests, it was built initially to receive trains arriving from France. It was updated for the '92 Olympics and viewed as the second most important Barcelona train station after Barcelona Sants. In 2013, the introduction of high-speed trains from France to Barcelona Sants station meant the overnight trains from France to Francia station were discontinued. It's a very beautiful station and currently plays an important role in regional and medium-distance trains. Citadel Parc was built in 1881, and in 1888 it hosted the Universal Exposition. If that date sounds different, it's because Barcelona has hosted this event twice. Americans may know this event as the World's Fair. Through these gates, we officially enter Citadel Parc, which is definitely the star of this ride. There is so much to explore here. This site was originally a military fortress called the Citadel, hence the park name. The entrance to the zoo is on our right. There is a diverse selection of animals, including hippos, Komodo dragons, and red pandas. On our left are several gardens, the first called the Umbracle of Citadel Parc. On weekday mornings, you can stroll through the Umbracle if the gardeners are there, so check prior to your visit if you'd like to tour this garden. To the right of these gardens is the Natural History Museum, which has been closed for renovations for years. And to the right of it is another garden, this one called the Hivernacla, which is more like a traditional greenhouse. Behind it and southwest is my favorite neighborhood in Barcelona, El Born. This is a charming old neighborhood with lots of great places to explore and get lost. We did explore the other corner of the park, where you will find a photogenic woolly mammoth and a large monument with fountains and statues. As with most parks in Spain, you can also find a cafe and a playground. In addition, this one has a separate large garden with a pond that sits next to the Parliament of Catalonia. After we cross Passeig de Pujades, we will be entering a different park space. This one is called Promenade de Passeig de Wiscumbans. There are bike lanes on each side of the promenade, but this area is wide enough to ride through, especially if you are just cruising. I couldn't pass up the chance to ride up the palm tree-lined promenade and gaze upon our endpoint, the Arc de Triunfo, as it steadily pulled us in. I hope you have enjoyed this 3-part series on the Barcelona boot. If you have found this video to be of value, take a second to hit like. And if you've made it this far, consider subscribing if you haven't already. Upcoming videos include Bologna, Italy, San Francisco, California, and a return to both Valencia, Spain, and St. Louis, Missouri. I'll see you on the next ride.